voices in the dark. I was scared of pretty girls and starting conversations. All my friends are turning green. Yeah, the magician's assistant in their dream.
Places where people gather, and I guess places that everyone talks about and everyone goes to, that everyone flows to, I guess.
Just not caring what anyone thinks. That's the coolest thing.
Okay.
My definition of cool is anything that's different from what others have done, anything that is creative and just unique to one person.
And why?
Cool is a sociological phenomenon by where something is like either a action or an object is deemed as desirable or favorable for a certain group of people.
I think it's cool because there's a lot of diversity, a lot of different things you can do, and it attracts and complements all different cultures, and that's what Toronto's all about.
So a lot of what has made this part of town interesting is the culture, if not just the art and the art galleries, but the people that it's brought, I would think, is more what it is. It's those things always house certain people who are more forward-thinking or thought-provocative, and then also like with regards to like fashion, people dress really interesting. Everything about the average person here, which is 10 times more interesting or involved.
It's funny, I've never like thought of it as being cool. I always thought that was weird. I just thought of it as like more like capitalist. You know, it's just like buying and selling and gentrification and I don't know if it's like cool. It's pretty mainstream now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Would you say it used to be more of a like less mainstream?
I think so. Like, yeah, maybe when there's like more smaller, like there's a few small businesses hanging on here, but like, yeah, it's almost like it's more status quo than cool. Should I be saying this?
No, we want your honesty.
Okay. Yeah, like I think it's more just like there's a lot going on here as opposed to like being. That's how I would define Queen West. I'm not dissing it. I think it's great that there's all these businesses and restaurants here. And that everyone wants to hang out here at night. But yeah, I just think it's more like popular.
Okay.
You know?
Okay.
No, because the funny thing is that Vogue magazine article is kind of like, it's kind of missing the boat by like 5-6 years.
Okay.
Okay, two things happened in the middle of the last decade that I think are what like started bringing attention to this part of town within Toronto. Facebook and electronic dance music. With Facebook, Toronto had the second largest people enrolled on Facebook after London. So, and then you had electronic dance music, by which a lot of the DJs and producers here gained prominence from, and a lot of people would come and perform in this part of town. Like the breaking point I would think of is like when Kid Cudi came out with the remix of Day and Night by Crookers. When that came out, then you had, because that's an Italian DJ, you had a whole bunch of people from surrounding areas coming in. That makes hipsters be like, oh, surrounding people from surrounding areas, and they just kind of leave and disperse. But then there's still a large amount of people coming in and enjoying Queen West culturally, especially as Richmond and Adelaide as a club district is dying. That drives up the price of everything because it's like, oh, look, you're doing so much better business, which forces the art galleries out. So now it's kind of become bereft, and like for people that even precede like 2007, 2008 when that happened, they already saw that becoming an issue when the Drake rebranded and opened in 2005. Shortly after, the Starbucks went up at Dovercourt, and people were like, oh, people bristled at that, right?
Commercialized.
Yeah. So certain things that used to be good at that time that then became very popular everywhere else. Toronto was at the forefront of that, but it's kind of like what Williamsburg is in New York. It's the same thing what Queen West is here. It's kind of like, if there are anything interesting happening with regards to music or art, it's not as good as it was, or the energy around it is different. I'm not saying that different people can't be involved in it, but people are a lot more cynical about those things now. And I mean, the whole hipster phenomenon, which has been making things cool for the last about 10 years, is now being seen negatively in Toronto. So that's what I think is why Volk said that.
I come here to try out a lot of the independent restaurants and shops and diners. I also come here to shop at independent clothing stores and vintage clothes. I also like to hang out at the various very different bars here with my friends. Each of the bars have a different atmosphere, different design, which I really enjoy.
I wish there was more like kind of the daytime food stuff. Like I feel like everything's so like special. Like you can just get a burrito or like poutine. Like I wish there was more like I guess like diners has kind of died down quite a bit. Like that would be like just easier food, you know.
More food. I feel like it's wonderful already, but the more the merrier. Food and drink brings everyone together, and I think that we should celebrate that in the city.
Maybe like a good music venue.
Okay.
A good, like a new one. It's been a while. Like there used to be Parks and Labor, but it's been a while. And like kind of like divey and shitty. Like I don't want to see any fucking making jars anyway. like nasty, just like whatever. It is what it is. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like just a kind of dumpy, divey, but good sounding venue.
Okay.
And like a good size.
Okay. So that's
So
like
good programming.
Small.
Yeah.
It's very difficult to find things and products that are going to like bring everybody in. It's funny though because that's where Queen West was, and then Vogue says that, and then everybody's like, oh. So now they're trying a lot more with stuff that they might not like because an authority said, this is cool. Everybody, all of you, look at this, right? So, you know, but to certain people, that's the thing. It's like, and the thing is, Queen West is different things to different people. Like, when you have our best creative people hanging out with other creative people, making a creative product, insofar as then you then try to commodify that and then it becomes gentrified, then we can't afford to do that here. And so, I guess programming, which means that you need to coalesce more creative people into the same space, which is what the phenomena of Queen West was.